Just the other day, President Trump said that he is going to protect Social Security amid any possible cuts that could be coming. We're going to address this. We're going to answer this question. Are we going to see increases or cuts to Social Security? Well, the truth is this. An increase is coming. You are going to see an increase. Every single person will be part of this, but it's going to be the cost of living adjustment. As of right now, the Senior Citizens League expects the cost of living adjustment is going to be 2.7% for 2026. That right there is not a massive increase, but it's something. The next thing is we need to pretty much refrain from cutting any Social Security whatsoever. And President Trump says, yes, he is in. Now, I'm going to address this, okay? But first, if you want more information and more updates on Social Security, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button, and let's begin. Look at this. It says Trump pledges to protect Social Security amid possible cost cutting. That's good news, okay? That the president himself is adamant that he wants to keep Social Security where it's at. Look at this, though. It says, asked earlier this week what he would prioritize should Republicans in Congress seek a reconciliation bill. If you don't know what that is, it says it's a cost-cutting tactic that would bypass the usual Senate filibuster. Essentially, all it needs is a simple majority, 51 votes. That's all it needs, and it will pass. That's exactly how they got the last bill done. It says right here, one thing I said, and I gave my word, we're not going to hurt anybody on Medicaid, Medicare, or Social Security. That's what President Trump said just the other day. Now, here's what he says as well. We're doing great on Social Security and that we're going to protect it. How do you protect something that many people are trying to go after? Well, it's simple. You don't pass a bill, okay? There's been so many different excuse me. There's been so many different proposals and different ideas, plans as to how we can save Social Security for the future. How we can ensure Social Security doesn't become insolvent in 2033 or 2034. And it was pretty easy. Well, we just take a little bit away from those that are currently getting it, and that will push it out further. But essentially, it's the same thing. Instead of getting the money all today, you're just getting it a little bit longer, and you get less. President Trump says, no, that's not what we're going to do. And keep in mind, these are some of the different plans. Let's raise the full retirement age. By raising the full retirement age, it actually saves Social Security some money because they don't have to pay out as much as early, so they push it all back. That could work. We could also exclude certain people from getting Social Security benefits, right? This could eliminate children. This could eliminate spouses, right? We could go back and change how the Social Security benefit is calculated. That's something that could be done. That's what some have discussed. But how do you pay into something knowing this is what you're going to get, and all of a sudden you get to the finish line and then they move the goalpost. They move it. Finish line's over here. Keep running. It's not great. It's not a good look. So President Trump doesn't want that either. President Trump did say that, and he has touted the no tax on Social Security with the One Big Beautiful Bill. If you don't know exactly what that is, this is essentially what they decided to do. The Trump mega bill, or the One Big Beautiful Bill, which they're trying to actually rename now, gives an additional tax deduction for seniors over the age of 65, and it's up to $6,000. Yeah. That temporary tax deduction is only going to be in effect until 2028. Then it will go away. So this is going to help some, but it only helps those that are actually paying and those that are filing taxes. If you don't file taxes, it doesn't do you any good because that's the only way you can get it. So that's a big thing right there. But here's something I want to read to you, okay? Look at this right here. Frank Bisignano, He's the administrator of the Social Security Administration. Earlier this month, shared plans to help Social Security become a digital-first agency. Bisignano said that the administration had a bold goal for 200 million Americans to have a digital Social Security Administration account by the end of next year, making the program predominantly digital. Now, that's going to save them money. That's going to make the Social Security Administration more efficient. In the meantime, it's going to be a little less efficient because a lot of people don't understand how this portal actually works. But once everyone's in it and understands how it works and the information that they can get from it, that's going to be great. It's going to save the Social Security Administration a lot of money every single year. But again, we got to get everyone in. That's part of the issue. So President Trump does want to save Social Security, and this is the big reason. Okay, look at this right here. It says the Social Security Trust Fund, which pays retirement and survivor benefits, is set to run out in 2033, resulting in a 23% reduction in payable benefits at that time. It says that's according to the 2025 Trustees Report and the Social Security Administration. It says the OASI, this is the Old Age Survivor Insurance, this trust fund will be able to pay 100% of benefits until 2033. At that time, the reserve will be depleted and will be sufficient to only pay 77% of total benefits. Yeah, you're going to see a 23% cut. Instantly, 23% right off the top. That's what President Trump wants to avoid. Now, here's the issue. In order to avoid this, what has to be done is there has to be changes. Simple enough. There has to be more revenue that's brought in, and President Trump is trying to do that. Again, I said this before, it's going to be a very slow process, and this is not just going to be on President Trump himself. This is going to be on President Trump and this administration and the next administration. Keep in mind, the Trump administration is only going to go till, 2028. Then it's done. Okay, 2028 is done. Or, well, essentially, early 2029, whatever it is, right? And then it's done. Okay. But here's the problem. If the next administration doesn't double down on this, and I'm talking about tariffs, doesn't push forward with tariffs and bringing in the additional revenue and bringing companies back to the United States, if they decide to go away from that, what happens is all those companies that vowed to bring their company back to the U.S., they're staying over in China. They're staying over in Europe. They're in Mexico. And with that, that's where all the workers are at. If we're paying for all the products and the workers in another country, that means we're not getting the Social Security tax revenue here. That's the big issue. So yes, President Trump and the Trump administration are looking at ways to increase the revenue coming in from Social Security. But in order to do that, you need more workers. Or you have to raise the Social Security tax cap or the tax rate. Those are things that they don't want to do at this time. The Social Security tax cap, I believe it's going to be like $180,000 or something for 2026. So it is going to go up, but it only goes up with inflation. That's it. So that is something that they're looking at. They're also looking at not just raising the Social Security, the revenue coming in, but how can we decrease the amount of money going out? Again, I said this. They talked about raising the full retirement age. That's the one thing that they are considering, and it's either going to be for 1 year or 2 years. Meaning you go from 100 or go for 67 as your full retirement age to age 68 or 69. Those are still things that have more pushback than support. But as we kind of get closer to this insolvency date, I think more lawmakers are either going to come and support it or they're going to have a different idea. So we'll see what happens, but just know right now, President Trump is adamant about saving Social Security. He wants to protect Social Security at all costs, doesn't want to hurt people on Medicaid, Medicare, or Social Security. So what does that mean moving forward? Well, we'll find out because again, this is just talk. Until bills pass and until we see that yes, Social Security is being saved, we just don't know. But as always, as we get more information, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates as soon as we get them. But as of today, that is all we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.